Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending the course Applied Translation. In this chapter, we're going to learn about the electronic tools for translators in the information age. Today, we're going to talk about the reason for translators to use electronic tools in the process of translation. Why do translators need electronic tools? Perhaps different from other professionals, translators can easily feel the drastic and the lasting changes in the way translators work brought about by the information age. The main task of translation, the transfer of technical and cultural information, can not only be achieved through the use of extensive knowledge bases. As a knowledge-based activity, translation requires new strategies and technologies. What are we going to learn about electronic tools? In this class, we are going to learn how to incorporate electronic language resources into the translation process. We are going to explain why translation has become a computer-based activity. We are going to describe the types of electronic tools available, the degrees to which they make the translation process automatic, and their functions within the translation process. Please keep in mind that the term electronic translation tools or computer-aided translation tools does not only refer to machine translation. MT systems are only one of many kinds of translation tools. Indeed, since MT system ignore the communicative and the cultural dimensions of translation, we are not sure that whether MT system can really provide translation just like this picture. Please keep in mind that the tools demonstrated in this class will not replace human translation. There is no electronic translation tool that could make a poor translator into a good one. However, if used properly, the right tools can help good translators improve the efficiency and quality of their work. So, what can be called right tools for translators? Indeed, the quality of translation is the primary standard for assessing electronic translation tools. What are the reasons for the translator to need electronic tools? We might ask some questions. First, as translators and cultural linguistic mediators, do we need tools to assist us in our translation task? And if your answer is yes, do these tools need to be electronic? Instead of answering these questions immediately, I would like to explain the reasons for the answer yes from three aspects. The first is that the growing demand for translation requires translators to learn electronic tools. The influence of specialization and the diversification on the translator requires translator to learn electronic tools the impact of information technology on translation requires translators to learn electronic tools. So, how does the growing demand for translation requires translators to learn electronic tools? With the process of technological, economic, and cultural globalization, the demand for translation is growing rapidly. The increase in cross-border communications, intensified international competition, and stricter product-related regulation have led to the rapid growth of international demand for translation. The translation services market was valued at $39.61 billion in 2019 and is projected to reach $46.21 billion by 2027. Part of this increase in translation demand will be absorbed by more complicated methods of computer-aided translation. The translation market is influenced by the enormous degree of technical and specialization and economic diversification today. What does it mean? The amount of data that is circulating on the internet on any given day is larger than all the information available throughout the 19th century. Information available throughout the 19th century needs cannot be translated by the traditional method. For translators, there is no longer any question of whether or not to use computers and networks. The use of information and communication technology is accepted by today's language professionals. More than 92% of the translators interviewed in a survey were using electronic tools, and about 1/3 of their translators were using translation memory systems. The right electronic tools can make translators to increase their professional translation service quality and efficiency. These two effects, the improvement of quality and increased productivity, will clearly strengthen the position of any freelancer translator. In a competitive global language market, the increase in efficiency needed to deal with this growing demand for translation services can only be achieved by the expanded use of modern forms of ICT. Electronic resources offer clear advantages for translation industry. For a start, much of the content of specialized print dictionaries are already out of date by the time the books reach the market. On the other hand, the electronic dictionary can be published online or offline without any delay, and can easily be kept up to date over the internet. Types of electronic translation tools. Types of electronic translation tools can range from terminology-based tools to translation memory tools, from searching engines to online dictionaries, from online encyclopedia to software localization tools. Among them, one of the most important tools is translation memory. A translation memory is a database that stores segments, which can be sentence, paragraph, or sentence-like unit, headings, titles, or elements in the list that have previously been translated in order to aid human translators, and it is the core of the computer-aided translations. At the end of this class, there are some tasks for you to accomplish after class. Please answer the following questions. What is a translation memory? Make a list of the tools you consider to be electronic translation resources. What kind of computer and network equipment does a modern translator need? What are the relative advantages of electronic tools for translators? Thank you for your watching.